Sammy, would you say you're time rich or time poor?
Very much time poor these days.
Yeah. Why would you say you're time poor? What
Well,
contributes to that?
father of two, little puppy, wife,
Yeah.
own a gym, run a business, have two subcontractors. Life is busy.
Yeah, you've got a social life. There's other
Try
things
to.
we've got to do. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And funnily enough, with all that time that you don't have, I see you in the gym 3 to 4 times a week, getting in your workouts at no matter what time it has to be. Sometimes I've seen you in here doing legs on a Monday morning at 5 o'clock. And I'm
AM.
just, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 5 a.m. is what I meant. Just getting it done and finding those bits of time in your day to prioritize your workouts because you know what that means for your mental health, your physical health, and how it shapes the rest of your day and week.
Yep. I think a big thing that we see in our industry when we jump on consults is that people don't have time. They make that the excuse for not reaching their goals already. You know, everyone doesn't have enough time. I thought I didn't have time before kids. I thought I was busy. I thought life was hectic and I didn't have time. And then we had our firstborn, and long and behold, we had even less time.
Yeah.
And then we had our second, I have even less time now. But the main clients that I work with in Sammy Shreds, mainly the business owner, the entrepreneur, the hard worker in whichever field they are, typically they have responsibilities. They might have a family, or they might have pets to look after, or their parents to look after, whatever it might be. These are often the clients that have the least amount of time, but they are the most adherent.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of high performers roll in to see you and other trainers and they'll come in at 5:45, 6:30 in the morning before they have to train, or they'll come in at 11 a.m. when they've got an hour break in the middle of their day.
Yep.
And they're not, fidgeting away for that hour. They're like, nah, got to go get my gym work done so I can smash the rest of the day and not have to go to the gym at 5:30 p.m. when 200 other people are there.
Definitely. Every single 6 a.m. slot I've got taken at the moment is either an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a high performer.
Yeah, and they might have time later in the day, right, to do their workout.
Yep.
But they just want to get it done then and there so they don't have to think about it and they can dedicate that time for another priority of theirs.
Yeah, definitely. I always think back at the times when, the Zap days when we were training and had no responsibilities, no relationships, no kids, pets to look after. And I just wasted that time. I used to train at luxury time of 4 p.m. in the afternoon because the gym was quiet before peak hour and I didn't need to train at that time. In fact, I probably should have trained earlier to get it done earlier to have the rest of the day. But I used to just, have my meals, chill out, watch some motivational stuff, some Christian Guzman, summer shredding on YouTube,
Nice.
sip on my pre-workout. And the whole eating lunch to training would sometimes take the entire afternoon.
I love that though. That's so good.
It was awesome. I loved those days, but spending an entire afternoon, having lunch, having pre-workout and then going to the gym, it's not a reality anymore. I've got too many responsibilities. But I think the people that often say they don't have enough time, they do. They do have the time. They're just not making it a priority.
Yeah, and I'd say organizational skills come into factor with that. I swore I was busy until I started blocking out time in my calendar. And all of a sudden I feel much more organized and straightforward. I do a lot of the same things that Sam does without the kids, I guess, to put it in the shortest story ever. I play sport, I run, I train, I run 2 businesses myself. One I'm trying to grow, so a little bit more attention there, and I'm trying to rebrand. There's a lot of different things that I'm doing, and that when you say all these things out loud, like Sam did, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm, a pet owner, I'm doing all these different things. It sounds like a lot in one big bunch. But when you're able to sit there and give yourself some time, maybe on a Sunday seems to be the day for a lot of people where they can just have a bit more time at home, whatever it is, and you set out your week and you're consistent with that, it can feel a lot less intimidating at the time. I block time out for study. I block time out to eat. I block time out to train, to run, everything.
Yep.
Breakfast, dinner, it's all in my diary because it has to be. Otherwise, I'm just an absolute mess. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Live by your calendar.
Yeah. It's the only way I can do it.
Yeah. Even like on the weekends where I don't work weekends anymore, I PT from Tuesday to Fridays and Monday's my admin day. Weekends are off for me from work, but that's really important for me to spend time with the family, and I try my best to keep off the laptop, but sometimes I have to do a little bit of work. So just on the Saturday, just gone, for an example, I had one session to go. So, instead of me leaving the family during the weekend to go train myself and be selfish, I got up at 4:30 and got to the gym and trained in the morning, and I got back. And as soon as I walked through the door, my daughter woke up and we spent the day together. So
awesome.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. And the reason that I did that was so that I could spend the day with the family and not have that, lingering in the back of my mind. But it took a lot of planning to do that as well. So a conscious effort the day before to think, okay, well, I'm going to have to get up at this time in order to go train, to get my session done, to be back by this time, to make sure, everyone's still asleep. So I set out my clothes, got my pre-workout ready, got a banana ready to go the night before, set my alarm, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's honestly such a simple thing. And at the end of the day, something you don't think about, but something I've started doing, especially or only if I'm starting at, 6 a.m. or whatever it is, or even 8 a.m. now, is getting everything ready the day before. Saves you so much time.
Yep.
Because I'll eat dinner, chill with my partner for a bit, watch whatever, or play games or whatever I want to do. And then that little limbo in between that and bedtime is a really good time, because then you're not waking up the next day. Where the fuck are my shorts? Where are my underwear? Fucking, incorrect socks. One short, one long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just rushing around. And you start your day off so shit. You get into your car, traffic, someone's cut you off. There goes your day.
Yep.
Workout shit. Work shit. It's just such a domino effect in the morning. So getting yourself prepared the night before is a game changer.
I go to the extent, with the clothes, do that every night. So I'm not, needing to grab out all my clothes in the morning. I need the least thinking power as possible in the morning. So I'll get out my bag the night before in the kitchen, and I'll put out all of my pills, like my fish oils and my vitamin D. I'll put those in a little cup. I'll put my creatine in a glass, then put water in it, and then I'll put my coffee pods in my coffee machine, ready to go. I know this sounds fucking crazy.
You are just a level above.
I want to get up and I want to be on autopilot. Yeah. And I've done that since forever. Yeah. But I'm getting up at 4:45. I'm still half asleep. But by the time 5 a.m. reaches and the coffee's in my bloodstream,
you're ready to roll.
I'm ready to rock and roll. Then I'm straight out the door. So, I need things to be in alignment. Otherwise, your morning shambles. And if you can wake up and have everything planned out from the get-go, then I am a big believer that the rest of your day is going to be set out in alignment as well.
So much better, so much less stressed. It's just, it has to do with your organization. I think that's such a big part of, finding the time to train or finding the effort to organize your days properly. And, getting up at 4:30 and 5 a.m. seems really difficult. And it is. It is genuinely difficult to do, to wake up, have yourself organized, go to the gym, work out, and then you have your whole day. That used to seem like a steep hill for me to climb. And not that I've worked out that early in the morning. I have the luxury of not having to do that. My my schedule is very up and down with my sort of double career, I guess, with massage and PT. But yeah, it's much easier now to me to work out in the morning or get a run done early in the morning than to have your whole day and then have to do it after work.
Yep.
100%, 10 out of 10 times I'm taking a 5 a.m. session if I need to. Yeah.
Too many things can go wrong in the day, or too many things can come up in the day. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a shit day, well, the first thing that's going to go is your training. You know, that's the first thing at night. You go like, I can't be screwed. I'm going home.
Yeah.
You know, or if you have to do overtime, if you work a normal 9 to 5, or, you know, oh, your kids are in childcare, well, they're sick, so you have to go pick them up now. So, you know, I think morning, we're big advocates for that.
Huge.
And it doesn't have to be 5 a.m. sessions. It can be, you know, 7 a.m. or it can be 10 a.m. But like, if you can, if your schedule allows for it, I think morning is the best. And the best part for me is no one else is up. No one else is trying to contact me.
Yeah.
There's no, I guess, anxiety around having to check my phone and check my messages because everyone else is asleep.
Yeah. All of my clients are 6 a.m. to finishing at 8 a.m. bar one.
Yep.
Always 6 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes I've done 5:30s if things change. That's fine. It gets me out of bed.
Yeah.
As well. Even though I'm not the one training. And yeah, it's just it's really hard to make that change. But I think the moral of the story and what Sam and I are trying to get at is that saying you don't have time to work out, let's just narrow it down to that. Saying you don't have time to do a lot of other things, but saying you don't have time to work out, after some of the people we've met that still work out, and all these people Sam spoke about, some of them are fathers, some of them are parents as well, to young kids. And we just think it's a bit of a cop-out. To leave it pretty straight with you, it's just a cop-out, and it just, that depends on your why and how bad you fucking want it. Like, something's got to change.
Yep. If it's important to you, you will find the time to do it.
Yeah. If I can organize myself, guys, if you know me, if I can organize myself and make my week productive, I feel like 98% of people out there can do it. But, that's all jokes aside. But seriously, like, organizing your calendar, I think, is a great first step. Just be, oh shit, I do have a little bit of time here.
Yeah. Same goes with meal prep as well. So,
my God, yeah. Yeah.
Everyone says, oh, I don't have enough time to meal prep. Just cook more of what you cook for dinner and then have that for lunches.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, burrito bowl, that's an easy one for me. Have that at the start of the week. I make a big batch. We have one for dinner, and then I have pretty well 3 to 4 meals that I can have throughout the week for the remainder of the week.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Just chuck some extra chicken in the oven, extra potatoes. There you go. Simple.
And proteins and carbs are, believe it or not, really interchangeable.
Yeah.
So you can just batch cook something like for instance, I cook chili con carne all the time. And, I can have it with rice. I can have it with potato. I can have it in tacos. Just cook that, and maybe you cook yourself some chicken, batch cook rice, batch cook some mash, whatever it might be, and fucking change it up a bit if you want.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And just make it easy. And I guess, a lot of people, if there truly is, if you've given your last bit of time to working out, that's your last bit of priority time. People go for ready to eat.
Yep.
Right? And some options aren't very feasible.
Yep. So we're talking like microwave, high protein,
frozen,
meals, ready to eat meals.
High protein.
Yeah. In quotation marks.
Yeah. So yeah, frozen meals you'd find at Coles, Woolies, things like that.
Some fresh, some frozen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
We won't name any names
No.
of the meal prep companies that we're talking about. I think meal prep companies, like, they can be a good option as a last resort. If you're tossing up between going through the KFC drive-through or grabbing a ready-to-eat meal, high protein from the supermarket, probably the high protein option is better than going to grab a,
Yeah.
I don't
Some
know.
I dare say are pretty close to KFC
Yeah.
standards, but
Yeah.
yeah, for the sake
Yeah.
of the argument. Yeah.
The issue that I see with the meal prep companies is how they produce these meals is in big quantities. Like these companies are pumping out probably thousands, tens of thousands
So
of meals
many.
Australia wide, right?
Yeah.
So they're not cooking each individual meal and counting every individual macro. So the issue is, say for an example, if they're cooking a batch of chili con carne
Yeah.
and they're doing 100 meals, and then what they're doing is they're weighing that entire 100 meals and they're just dividing it by, X amount. And then they're scooping it up by the grams and putting it in a container,
Yeah.
package, away you go.
And this is everything mixed together.
This
is
is
what you're
everything
saying.
mixed
Yeah,
together.
like
Yeah,
your veg,
yeah.
your chicken, and
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
they're not going like, okay, here's the rice portion,
Yeah.
here's the beans, here's the mince. It's like
everything.
it's all just in one mix
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So if you were to do this on a small portion, say you were doing it over 7 meals of the week at home and you cook that, you're consuming all 7 meals. You're consuming the whole batch.
Yeah.
You're not consuming the 100 meals that the meal prep companies produce.
No, you're
right?
just consuming one.
You're just consuming one. So there's going to be some quality issues there. You know, you might get a scoop that has more rice than chili con carne, that the mince, right?
Yeah.
Or the next person might get more mince and no
Just
rice.
all corn.
Right? Yeah. So there's issues there. And I've found that with the meals personally. Like sometimes you pick it up and you go, oh, okay, there's 50 grams of protein in here. And you can actually count the amount of pieces of chicken on one hand.
Yeah.
And you go, there's no way that there's 50 grams of protein. They're not lying by saying that there's 50 grams per serve in the entire batch.
Exactly. It goes by batch.
And that's how they get away with it.
Yeah.
However, you're not consuming the whole batch.
Yeah.
So if you consume it at home and you have quality issues day to day, that's fine because you're still consuming the whole amount of
Over
carbs,
that
protein,
time.
fats.
And that's
over
how
the week.
For instance, that's how I do it.
Yep.
Like I'll cook, 4 days or 5 days worth of chili, and I'll weigh my rice out because that's separate. I'll just have a look and do that's a scoop and chuck it in, and if it's even enough, whatever, you get there by the end of the week. Yeah,
for sure. Doesn't need to be perfect because if you go over 50 calories today because you put an extra scoop in,
you go under.
Well, then the next day you will go under because you put less of a scoop in the next one. So
Yeah.
by the end of the week, it all evens out.
It saves brain space.
It sure does.
Oh, fuck me. Like weighing out every little thing and getting into your calculator. Nah.
Yeah, you can just eyeball it. What I do, we've got like this big spoon at home, and I just go, rightio, 1 scoop of rice, bang, 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 1 scoop of mince, bang, 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 until I go around in circles until it's all done.
I'm the same.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so glad that we do the same thing.
You'd
I'm
be
almost on the
splitting hairs.
robot level of Sam.
So I think they can play a role. When I've been working with clients and, they're in, say, a fat loss phase and, we are tightening the screws a little bit and we're going like, rightio, weight's not dropping. We've been in a deficit for a while. Weight stalled for, maybe 1 to 2 weeks. And then I look through and I see a couple of ready-made meals in there. I go, that could be the reason why.
Yeah.
So then we take those out and we get them to cook their own meals in replacement. 9 times out of 10, they keep dropping.
Yeah. And a big thing with buying ready meals, again, is sort of organizational stuff and time poor and or you just can't be asked cooking, which I was a victim of, and I had a little phase of getting ready meals and stuff quite recently, to be fair. And one thing I'd never tried was ordering like food from the shops.
Yeah.
Like getting groceries delivered, which if you're close enough to a grocery store, it's free delivery pretty much.
We just got a delivery to the gym yesterday. We get all of our drinks and bars and stuff like that. Costs us $2 to get it delivered. So when you work out the opportunity cost of how much it would cost us to go out of our day, go to the shops,
Yeah.
get all the stuff, go through the checkout, pay for it, go back into your car. There's probably, half an hour to an hour. What's our hourly rate? Work that out. It's not $2. It's much more than that.
It is much more.
So
Yeah.
we get our groceries delivered at home as well. We do a Woolies shop on the app. We get it delivered to our front door.
Yeah.
And it is, if you go off peak, then sometimes you can get it free. I think Woolies is like $50 a year or something for their membership.
Right.
And then it's technically free, but you pay for a membership.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And my partner and I have never really done that. We tend to have the time to, and we don't mind like going to the shops together and shopping and stuff. Like sometimes that's okay. Sometimes I absolutely hate it because my partner loves to like, I'm very objective and I love that she enjoys like sussing things out when she needs to look at like a Mars bar just to get a bit of a, that's exaggerating, but I'm a very objective shopper. So I don't mind going and getting steps in. It's a great way for me to get my steps in. I'm not going to lie if that's something that you go for. But yeah, getting your food delivered, and a much better option if you feel like you are very time poor in terms of going to the shops and then cooking is, what would you call these companies? Like, Light and Easy, HelloFresh.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yep. They send you out like a box of food and they basically be like, all right, these are the meals that you're going to eat for the week. So they'll Light and Easy, HelloFresh, all those type of meals. I can't think of any other companies, but they'll send you a box of food. Here's what you're going to have. You're going to have a stir fry, steak and veg, a curry, all this stuff. And you get everything in the right quantities. You just need to prepare it. You still need to cook it.
Yeah, which is great.
Which I think is great. Yeah, it's going to cost you more than buying it from the shops, obviously, because it's the convenience, you're getting it delivered, all that sort of stuff. But the pros of it is you don't have to go to the shops. You've got everything.
And you don't have to count your calories.
No, well, that's the good thing.
You don't have to look up recipes.
Yep. The calories are accounted for, and there's all the macros, protein, carbs, and fats. I've had clients use it through me as well. So they've been coached by me with personal training, and then for the nutrition side, they've done HelloFresh, and they've gotten good results.
Yeah,
they're still not absolutely perfect because there's still going to be quality control issues there with the amount that they use. Like if they just go, hey, have 2 potatoes with this meal, well, a potato can be this big or it can be this big, So there's some issues there, but it's probably better than what they're doing prior, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. And that's that small improvement. And I've had friends and clients that have done the same thing, and they would be eating poorly and timing was all over the place and just spending a lot of money on Uber Eats, and it was just really tough on them physically and mentally. And then they switched to, I think it was HelloFresh, and then they'd get these meals and they'd cook together and they were tracking things a bit better and it was a bit more fun. And then that might have got maybe a little bit too expensive for them or not as sustainable monetarily. And then they've now started cooking. Their cooking skills are a lot better and their portion sizes are a lot better, and they both have shown great results with their own journeys. So it's just a good way to sort of progress if that's what's needed.
100%. If you have just moved out of home and you've got no idea how to cook, do it.
Give it a go.
Like there's instructions.
Yeah.
You just basically get the box. Hey, this is what you need to cook. Rightio. You cook it. You follow the instructions. Might mess up along the way, but that's how you learn.
Yeah.
I was at the dentist on Monday.
What time?
What time was I at the dentist? At 10 a.m., I think it was. No, it was 11 a.m.
Setting you up. You're supposed to say 2:30.
Oh, no. That would have been so good. I should have said that.
Sorry, you're a bit slow.
Yeah. I was at the dentist at 2:30.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. And, some not so good news. I think I might need to get braces, which was a bit of a shock because I do have pretty straight teeth, but my teeth are actually clashing together with my bite. So I need to bring my my bottom teeth back so that my front teeth are brought forward.
Yeah.
So there's two options.
Yeah.
Braces or break my jaw.
That's right. The surgery thing.
The surgery. Yes. So not too keen on breaking my jaw.
No, fair enough. I could do that for free.
It would it would actually change my face structure because I'd bring the jaw back. So
yes, it would.
I don't really want to do that. I want to keep the the masculine jaw
very
happening.
handsome. Yeah.
But the funny thing about this was, right, I'm still not too keen on getting braces because obviously front facing in my job, talk to a lot of people on social media, on the podcast. You guys can see my pearly whites. I just don't really want to change the aesthetic in the short term.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's actually a pretty short term solution. So I have to keep the braces on for 12 months. And he's pretty confident that, my bite would be better by then. So it's a little bit of short term pain for long term gain, and then my teeth will be all good. If I don't get it done, my teeth can keep clashing together until they're little stubs and I got nothing left. So kind of something that I need to get on top of.
That's a permanent aesthetic problem.
100%. Can't fix that.
No.
The really annoying thing about this was I actually went to the dentist last year, June 2025.
12 months ago.
Exactly 12 months ago. And I saw a different dentist and they told me the exact same thing. And if I took their advice, I would be getting my braces off now.
Yeah, no more brace face.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
So I didn't take the advice and I went and got my teeth checked out again just this Monday gone, and my teeth had declined again.
Okay.
So this was a bit of a warning sign, and he was pretty serious with me. And he goes, you seriously have to do this, otherwise you're going to run into some health issues down the line. And it was a pretty big shock to me because I'm a big advocate for when I tell clients what to do, I expect them to do it. Here's your calories, here's your training, go out and do it and you'll get the results. It's exactly what the dentist told me to do. I didn't do it. Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah, and fair enough as well. Like I had braces for, might have been 3 or 4 years when I was a kid because I had a pretty severe overbite. So they needed to pull my front teeth back.
Yep.
There was no mention of surgery or anything. I don't know if they like doing surgery that young, but it was at that age is a bit different, obviously. But yeah, it's a lot of like now, obviously, I don't need them anymore and just need to maintain. And it's obviously that in the grand scheme of life, 4 years is, looking back now is nothing. And yeah, getting them at the time is pretty painful. I'm not going to lie. The first week of your braces is probably going to be a lot of soup and liquids. But yeah, I think they're really good with it now. They do like clear color stuff. You can barely notice them and stuff like that. But it's safe to say you've learnt your lesson.
I did learn my lesson. Yeah, you can get ceramic ones now, which are basically clear. So
nice.
The Invisalign was an option, but the issue with that was they had to remove a tooth to do Invisalign, and then that completely. So when you take a tooth out, your other teeth just move into that gap.
Yeah.
So it completely changes your bite again. So then you do that, and then your bottom teeth are misaligned with your top teeth. Anyway, long story short, a bit of a difficult pill to swallow. So if you are in a position and you're listening to this and your coach has told you need to, snap into gear, you need to follow the meal plan, you need to get your training in, you need to get your steps in, or even your doctor, hey, your doctor's told you, your blood markers are heading in the wrong direction, you got to change your eating habits and you got to start exercising, then you got to really listen to them.
Yeah.
They're telling you this for a reason.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really serious conditions, I guess I'll call them, that you can end up with based on lifestyle factors. Diabetes type 2 being one of them, which is a fucking shit show for a lot of people. And it hits you at, stuff like that can hit you at a really annoying age. as well. You typically get that sort of late 20s, early 30s when you've had enough time on the alcohol train, you know, amongst other things that a poor lifestyle can lead to. But yeah, if we're sticking to the gym, like, you know, I haven't been PTing for very long, but I've already had to have a similar conversation with 2 out of 5, where it's like, you know, it's a bit lighthearted at the start, just sort of feeling things out, you know, oh, you missed this, you missed that. And then it's just like stacking weekends. And it's kind of like, all right, it's time to just pick up the seriousness. If you're one of Sam's clients and he picks up the seriousness level, you know, you need to pay attention.
Yeah.
And same with me. Like, I love to keep it really lighthearted in the gym, like when people are working out, because a lot of time they're not too keen on the workouts that they have to do with me because it's a little bit harder intensity, and, you know, and that's the time, you know, it's happened to me, man, I can't even count how many times that's happened to me where I've been like trying to eat well and work out in the gym, and I get 3 months down the track and I've either stayed the same or regressed. I'm like, oh, you know, imagine what 3 months would look like now. You know, and you only think like that when you've had 3 good months in the past or 6 good months in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Sammy, did you used to do the bro split, like arm day, chest day, ab day, no leg day type of thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the best split.
Yeah. That was probably pretty fun.
It was the most fun split. It was not the most progressive evidence-based split.
Yeah, I think you know, obviously the bro split's not as popular anymore. It's definitely still around, probably something that won't go away. You know, it's a bit of a gimmick now, I guess, but I think something that we neglect and overlook a lot are, you know, the smaller, more synergistic, you know, secondary, tertiary movement muscles around the body that help in accessory with bigger compound lifts, right? Like the hamstrings for squats or, you know, your lower back muscles and things like that.
Yeah. When I first started lifting, all I did was train the muscle groups that I could see in the mirror. So I'm talking biceps, triceps, shoulders, chest, abs, quads.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's really all I trained, because I was like, oh, well, that's all I really need. Like, I'm looking in the mirror. That's, you know, all I need to train. For those who don't know, I've got scoliosis. So that didn't work out too well. Scoliosis is a curvature of the spine, which needs, you know, it helps significantly to do strength training and strengthen the muscles surrounding the spine. Yep. So everything in your posterior. So your back, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, everything in your posterior to keep you nice and stable.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of issues in my back early on, prior to lifting and when I started lifting, because I just wasn't strong enough and my spine was taking a lot of the load. It wasn't until, you know, I had a pretty bad back injury. I was at Bounce, the trampoline place, and really did a number on my back. And I went to a physio, and that's when I found out I actually had scoliosis. And they were like, you know, you really need to prioritize your posterior. And at the time I was like, where's the posterior?
What is that?
So that's when I started to really focus on training, you know, hamstrings, glutes. Glutes have been a game changer. Glute medius and glute maximus. The fact that my glutes are so much stronger now and more developed has set up a significant foundation for my spine and building a bigger, larger back as well.
Yep.
I still train, you know, my favorite muscle groups is what I can see, you know, the abdominals, the chest, the biceps and the shoulders and the quads, of course.
Yeah.
But when I started training those muscle groups that I couldn't see in the mirror, something quite fascinating happened. When I started training my hamstrings, my quads got bigger.
Your legs look bigger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your your hamstrings start growing on the other side, which pushes out your quads. It's the same thing with your back. When I started to grow my back, my lats, and my upper back, my chest and my shoulders looked bigger because I was building a bigger Y frame.
Yeah, exactly. And your waist looks skinnier. If that's the physique you're going for, where you want that sort of Y hourglass type of shape in the upper body, you know, you can cut and cut and cut until you get, you know, lean as, but you can still look pretty straight up and down. Until you could have the exact same circumference in your waist with a bit of bulk on your chest and your shoulders, and people will be like, damn, you look skinny. But actually, it's the same fucking circumference as before.
Yeah. I've had that time and time again in my competing days. Like, damn, you've got such a skinny waist. And I'm like, nah, I just pose in a way that it makes it look skinny. And I've built the Y frame to make it look like I've got the skinny waist, but it's actually hasn't changed. You can't change your hip structure of your waist, right?
Yeah, exactly. And there's all these different synergistic muscles around the body that aren't prime movers for anything. Like your hamstrings are prime movers for knee flexion, and some things like that. But people don't really think so much about, their rotator cuff is just such a massive, massive issue for a lot of lifters. And, we're not saying that you need to train these accessory muscles to fatigue them or to failure. You just need to engage them a bit. You need to get a bit of a burn going in the right areas. And, the more compound lifts that you do, generally the more times you are going to train those little muscles, those smaller muscles. I mean, calves is, a clear one for your lower body days. Like when you're doing leg press, squats, RDLs even. Things like that, using your feet and your calves to stabilize your whole body while you're lifting this weight. While the prime mover's going, it's not, your glutes aren't balancing you. That's for fucking sure. They're working. They're pulling the weight. The hammies and the glutes pulling the weight in that scenario. So we need everything else to work together. And not only the superficial abdominals are important, so are your deep abdominals. And if you have the luxury of having a 4th or 5th day in the gym, and your first 3 or 4 days have been heavy sessions, big lift sessions, don't be afraid to make that 5th day a bit more of an accessory lift day. Like I've got a client at the moment where she is she's in great shape, and her upper body's great, and we only do 1 upper a week and we do 3 lower a week. A lot of people would be like, fucking 3 lower, man, that's so much. 2 of those days are heavy lifts, and they're tough. They are tough days for her. Her 4th day is glutes and core, accessory stuff. I've got abductions, adductions. Don't have so much rotational stuff, but little things like that. We've got calf raises in there. We've got anti-rotational core stuff just to help with her bigger lifts, because that's what it does.
Yeah.
Makes you stronger.
All that boring little nitty-gritty stuff can translate to progressing on those bigger, more exciting lifts.
Exactly. So like, for instance, for me, I have a little bit of a weakness in my left shoulder from like a previous tendinopathy thing in my rotator cuff. And I was really struggling with, I love talking about it, flat bench dumbbell chest press. But they're so big in that. They're so big, and you can feel that. And then a lot of pull movements as well, like seated rows and things like that. Once you start to really feel those deficiencies, and I don't train my rotator cuff to failure, I warm it up properly. I activate it. I get it ready to go, and I'm stronger because of it. I can get an extra rep or an extra 2 reps if I've warmed up compared to if I haven't, and if I've trained it on another day.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the moral of the story.
Yeah. You don't have to train every single muscle group to failure. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, just
exactly right.
Activating it can be enough for, a bit of prehab, bit of maintenance, bit of servicing.
Yeah, service your car.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, you programmed adductor stuff for me as well, and adductors are on the inside of your thigh, so you've got the quads on the top, your hammies are on the back or the posterior. Quads are on the anterior, and then in the middle, in your groin area, I guess, is where your adductors are. They go all the way from your knee some of them all the way up to your hip. And you can think about, if you can get a little bit more detailed, you can think about where things are attaching as well. Like if I've got something that attaches to my knee and my hip, I'm going to assume that that's a pretty important muscle. And your calves, a lot of people wouldn't know that some of them attach above your knee, into your knee, below your knee. So things like that, if you're doing leg extensions and squats and different things like that, and you've got muscles that are in those areas, then they need to be ready to go. They need to be strong.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thanks for tuning in for what was episode 31, guys. We hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to rate us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you on the next one. Peace.